grades did you get in high school, and what do you do for work today?
In high school, I was a 34B and got suspended for bringing a purse full of mice to school. Today, I am influenced by YouTube, and I have over 34 subscribers.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, BBs. It is too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
I'm just going to down this coffee, this whole thing real quick.
Are you really? That feels like a very bad idea. Oh, God. And not... Okay, but back up from the mic a little. We're not doing liquid noises in the microphone. Not at 8 a.m. That's not how anyone starts their morning. We love you. You don't deserve that. Okay.
You know, Saige, once every couple weeks, I get really worried that I haven't been moving around enough during the pandemic and that I'm gaining weight, and I get real worried about it.
Okay.
And then I trim my beard.
Okay.
And I realize I haven't been gaining weight. I just haven't been trimming my beard. And it just gets wider and wider.
And it just keeps happening?
And
every time you forget?
And every time I'm like, oh, God, I got to go to the gym. Oh, God. And I still do have to go to the gym. Like, I'm correct to think it. I'm not doing anything during the pandemic.
Hey, everybody. It's okay if you didn't do anything during a global pandemic.
It's okay. But, you know, if you can move around, you should move around.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's kind of like the freshman 15, but beard. Anyway, I trimmed my beard the other day, and I feel great.
It looks great.
Hey, thanks.
It's a great start. Good morning, babies. How are you doing? The Harry Horror Show in the live studio audience said that I would make a great Barbara Gordon, and I don't have any real reason to read that out. I just wanted everyone to hear it.
You just like it when people hear it. You just want to. That's called living the secret.
I just thought maybe I would bring a little bit of attention to that.
That's called living the secret. Is what it is.
I don't know. Maybe just put it out there.
Hey, just put it out there. Just put it out there. Like, you know.
We're manifesting. That's what we're doing.
I heard, you know, here's the thing. They got a Moon Knight already, but I heard they're looking for a Reed Richards.
Let's go be superheroes.
I can't even move around enough to know the difference between gaining weight and having a wide beard. How am I going to be a superhero?
You could be, well, you could be... I
could be like a rocket raccoon. I could be the voice.
Yeah.
You know? I'll be the voice.
Be a Groot.
I'll be a Groot. God, I'd love to be a Groot.
I thought you just meant because, like, raccoons don't worry about it.
I mean, raccoons don't worry about a goddamn thing.
Hey, you and raccoons both eat trash.
That's true.
Me too.
That's true. Hey, everyone. There's a lot of big news today, and I hope you're ready for it. I hope you're freaking ready for it.
If you support us on Patreon, you might already be a little extra ready for it because you did get a little preview of 2 things that we're going to talk about today.
Oh my stars! And you'll get even more extra stuff after the show today.
That's very true.
You've been to that? You've been to that Patreon?
Because you also get the whole backlog of everything we've ever posted on Patreon when you support us there.
What happens if I do this? Nothing. What happens if I do this? Nothing. All right.
Nailing it.
Okay. Let's get started with some news. First of all, you know, this Microsoft Activision business, it's a thing. It's a big thing. And the fallout from it has been very interesting. A lot of big questions from inside and outside the industry. And one of the biggest ones that we were talking about this on Wednesday. What's going to happen with Activision exclusives?
Yeah, people were very, very concerned that everything would be coming exclusively to Microsoft. We even made some predictions. Yeah. Anthony gave it 3 years, if I remember correctly, before we started seeing the real impact of the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard.
I genuinely believe that at some point Call of Duty is an Xbox and PC franchise. Now, a lot of people were wondering the same thing, and Sony responded in an interview with the Wall Street Journal And they said, we expect that Microsoft will abide by contractual agreements and continue to ensure Activision games are multi-platform. Now, there are long-term agreements in place with some of these franchises. We know that for the last few years, PlayStation has been getting timed exclusives and DLC and pre-order bonuses for the Call of Duty franchise. Now, I don't give a shit about the Call of Duty franchise.
No, neither should you.
I don't give a shit about it. But it is one of the biggest franchises in video games.
Right.
And whoever controls Call of Duty kind of controls a big chunk of video games and the video games audience.
That's every day.
So the question now is, because obviously PlayStation was not divulging the terms of these contracts, and Activision isn't going to want to do that either.
Right. They're not going to be like, they gave us this much money to give you a silly little in-game thing and have it early.
Yeah, well, and more like, how long are these contracts in place?
Right.
More like, how long is this going to be? Is this going to be the case? Like, PlayStation doesn't want to give up that information because they don't want you to know if it's in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. And Activision doesn't want to give it up because Activision just doesn't need any more controversy right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's very interesting. You know, you think about, like, Modern Warfare had the Special Ops survival mode, which was exclusive to PlayStation for a year, right? And then Cold War had the timed exclusive on the Zombies mode on Onslaught. So this has been a big source of revenue for Activision and PlayStation.
I will say Phil Spencer did respond to all of these questions that everybody has been asking, and also the statement from Sony, and said, had good calls with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry, and we value our relationship.
Do you know what's going to be very funny? Do you know what Phil Spencer is going to do?
What?
He's going to slap a Microsoft Game Studios logo on Call of Duty, and you're going to see it on your PlayStation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing, though.
He's going to slap that right on there.
Well, two things with that, then, in theory. One, remember when Call of Duty was like, we're not Activision, don't worry about it. And we're trying to kind of cover that up because Activision got a lot of bad press. That moves that in that direction. So please, don't forget. This acquisition has yet to change anything about the culture at Activision Blizzard. We hope that it does greatly. But, like, Activision Blizzard currently going to Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, deal's not even done.
Deal's not even done. So we don't just get to be like, now we get to support it. Now we love Call of Duty again. No.
Slapping a different logo on something doesn't change it. If the worst restaurant in your neighborhood has a banner outside one day that says under new management, wait before you go to that restaurant. It doesn't mean anything yet.
Harry in the live studio audience said, didn't they fire that Bobby Kotick clown, or did I misread that? He has not been fired. He has expressed that there is some kind, internally, that there is intent to step down after the acquisition, where he will be leaving with plenty of money and a perfectly, somehow, unscathed work history.
It's in the contract. It's somewhere in the contract. These things, which executives stay, which executives go, how it all works, what they get, severance, all that stuff is extremely detailed. This contract, wherever it is the size of a phone book. I don't think Bobby Kotick sticks around after this. I mean, all signs point to him not sticking around.
Agreed.
But regardless, he's one guy in a hugely toxic culture.
Yep.
Now, I will say this. Even if they do get rid of Bobby, even if they do get rid of a lot of the other bad eggs within the organization, remember that Phil Spencer is also a capitalist.
Yep.
And also a games executive.
Yep.
He had an interview with the Washington Post where they asked him about the ABK, the Workers Alliance.
Yep.
The Better Activision Blizzard Workers Alliance. Phil Spencer said, golly gee, he didn't say golly gee, I'm adding the golly gee, but you can hear it in this quote.
We'll add the quotations after.
I'm going to be honest, I don't have a lot of personal experience with unions. I've been at Microsoft for 33 years, so I'm not going to try to come across as an expert on this, but I say that we'll be having conversations about what empowers them to do their best work, which, as you can imagine, in a creative industry, is the most important thing for us. Golly gee, I don't know nothing about no unions.
Hey,
I'm
bud.
just a regular guy. I don't know anything about that.
Hey.
And I've only been at Microsoft my whole life, which is good and perfect and treats everybody well, so I've never even needed to think about unions because Microsoft is so perfect.
No one's ever needed anything here. Hey, man, you know all about unions. You're Phil fucking Spencer.
Oh.
You don't end up in the position you're in and don't know anything about unions. Even with the immense amounts of privilege of never needing to unionize to be treated in like a basic fair place in your employment. Even if you've never needed it in your life, you've never needed anyone to have your back because you have had every fucking privilege in the world coming up at Microsoft for 33 years as a white man. You still know.
I'm just a high-ranking executive at one of the largest and most valuable tech companies in the world. I don't know anything about labor or unions or the organization of labor or how to stop that or what's the minimum amount that I have to give people to stop them from unionizing and make them think they work at a you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And listen, I'm saying this while also saying I know a lot of people that work at Microsoft in different departments. They're all pretty happy with the way they're treated. That doesn't mean you can't always be treated better, and that doesn't mean you don't unionize. You unionize when you don't need a union, so when you do need a union, it's already in place, and you don't have to fucking strike or walk out or do what Raven is doing right now.
Unions are not just for those who are actively struggling. It is to protect you. It's like insurance. You don't just get it after you've gotten hurt. It's not going to help you then. It's too late. It sucks.
For those who come from outside of the United States, insurance is a very expensive thing that we buy, so when we get hit by a car, the government doesn't let us bleed to death on the street.
Right. Because if we don't have it and can't afford it out of pocket, they will.
Anyway,
What's a job even?
That's what's going on
I'm just
with
a simple
Activision
business
Blizzard.
boy. You know, there were like slightly more fun parts of these articles too. I'm not even gonna bother.
Nah,
Once you say something that's
nah. I do want to, we do want to talk about some other big game stuff that's happening.
Like Pupperazzi.
Like, this is the biggest news of the year. It's finally here, everybody. Pupperazzi is out right now.
And we could not be more excited.
It's time. You pet the doggos. You take pictures of the doggos.
Yes. That's the game.
They're on a swing, but they're not animated to look like they're on a swing. It's real low poly. I love that.
I also love it.
It's here. It's beautiful. You can buy different lenses. What are the two things I love the most in the world? Three things.
Photo mode.
Weird broken low poly.
Yeah.
A good dog. Those are the three. You go to the puppy skate park and you take pictures of the good puppies shredding.
I just want everyone to visualize something for a second for me. Anthony, who has a small Pomeranian named Dagger, produces this show. You sitting in your home, playing Pupperazzi, to take pictures of digital dogs.
Yeah.
Dagger sitting in the corner near your TV.
Yeah.
Your real dog, your real life IRL dog.
Yeah, ignoring me like he usually does. Just ignoring me. The older he gets, the more he ignores me.
Just staring right past him to these virtual dogs you can take pictures of.
I understand all of my mother's complaints now. He used to need me in his life so much. And now he's off, he's on his own, he's producing this show.
Yeah. And we're very proud of him.
We're very proud of him. I think about his success every day.
But I do wish he would call.
I really do. Pupperazzi is out now for Steam, the Windows Store. It's out on itch.io, which, of course, if you're going to buy a video game, that is our preferred way that you go buy a video game. That is an independent game store that gives the most to the developers. It's also on the Epic Game Store. And, of course, Phil Spencer's free game Lollapalooza A Go Go Games Pass. It is free on that as well.
Game Pass is when we were young. It's got everything, and there's a few people with studios that are like, wait, we're on that?
Wait, we're on it? Are you sure?
Us?
We should call our reps. Are you sure? Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're going to look. So anyway, go get Pupperazzi.
Go do it. And hey,
Somebody in the live studio audience is about to ask me how much the game costs. I don't know. Dogs. I don't know. I don't know. It's a dog game. What's the most you'd pay for it? $300? Same.
that is a valid question. Actually, y'all, for what you've seen, what is the most you would pay?
$400? $700? All of these numbers sound right to me. They all sound like what the game is worth. I think it's $18.
People were actually answering the question, hey, you're doing it wrong. We're not asking what it costs. We can find that out.
Yeah.
We can easily find that out.
Don't tell them that they can find the information that we report.
You're right.
If you tell them that the information we report is on the internet.
No, we can find it out.
We have the secret internet.
We have the secret passwords
We have the good internet.
to all of the games.
Now, that's right. We have the spreadsheet. Not that we would ever admit to the existence of the spreadsheet, but if we did, we have it, and we're the only ones that have it.
Right. We would be the only ones that had it should it exist. However, I don't know what you're talking about.
However, and who are you anyway? Go buy Pupperazzi, but keep this window open because we have more to talk about.
We do.
The Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck.
It's coming very soon.
And supposedly on time. Which is shocking in 2022.
Can I tell you what?
What?
I have my $5 down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to get it.
No?
Well, here's the thing. Journalistically,
Uh-huh.
for the good of the show,
For the good of the show, for the BBs.
the BBs,
Uh-huh.
I should get it. I think I'm in group 1, so I think I'm in group 1.
Damn.
I was up that morning. I had the tabs open. Now, and I bought the base model, which I feel like we've talked about this. I feel like anything above the base model, buy a computer, motherfucker. if it's not the same price as a game console, I just don't understand the value.
Uh-huh.
What I will say is I am glad that you said that if I didn't use my pre-order, you would take it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have so many handhelds coming.
Yeah.
I have so many handhelds coming. Remember, we talk about this before. We talk about the before times, the long ago, the 2.5 years ago when Anthony Carboni was making money. Anthony Carboni with money spent that money.
Uh-huh.
And broke Anthony is still getting sent things.
I mean, congratulations.
I mean, it's
Good for
very
you.
cool.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of connection between broke Anthony and money Anthony? And could broke Anthony have money now if money Anthony did things differently? I don't know.
Who could possibly answer
I
that?
can't draw that connection. Here's what I can say, though. We got the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus.
Yes, we
that
do.
That came.
Yeah.
I've got my Odin
Mm-hmm.
coming.
Right.
I have the Playdate.
Uh-huh.
And I got an Analog Pocket.
Yeah.
What is the matter with me?
I don't know.
I'm going to get a Steam Deck? That's crazy talk.
So, a reminder, the base Steam Deck is $399.
Which I think is a very fair price.
That's a perfectly fair price. It would be so much less fair if my headlight didn't melt itself yesterday. Or it would be so much more fair, rather. It would be so much more fair if my headlight didn't literally melt itself inside of my car.
Goodness.
I was like, I'm going to replace a light bulb. And they were like...
I mean, look, here's the thing. From like Ronan Monkey in the live studio audience, of one of our very good mods, all glory and appreciation to our very good mods, was mentioning that's a good price for a mini mobile computer, especially when you consider how much gaming-specific hardware is on it. Like, you could connect a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse to that, and it could replace a laptop for you.
Yep.
If you're traveling. We don't travel right now.
No.
But if we were. Anyway, the Steam Deck. It's pretty cool.
Yes,
We think it's pretty cool.
we think it's pretty cool.
And compatibility reviews for the Steam Deck have started to roll out. This is the big deal, right?
Mhm.
This is the very big deal, is everybody's like, oh, Steam is like, you can run whatever you want on it. And then also very quietly is like, but it does run SteamOS, which is a version of Linux, and for PC games to run, they have to run under the Proton translation or be made for Linux. Like, it's a lot of asterisks. They're not as big as you would think because a lot of things do run under Proton,
Right.
which is their framework to translate Windows into Linux. But one of the things that they're doing is they're going to put on every game on Steam a Steam Deck compatibility rating. And the first ones, they're not visible yet on the public Steam site, but they have started coming through on SteamDB.
Interesting.
They're being added to the back end. 67 games so far have received a rating. 39 have received the verified status, which is these games run so good on Proton, you're going to lose your goddamn mind.
Right.
Those games include, the big ones, include Death Stranding, which, like, whoa.
Wow.
Cuphead, Hollow Knight, Dark Souls 3, and Into the Breach. We say whoa about Death Stranding, not because Death Stranding is one of my favorite games, but because it's
a big game.
It's a big game, and it's technically...
It's technically big.
It's technically big. It's got a lot going on. That bodes very well. 23 more have been marked playable, including Slay the Spire. Now, some of these are like 2D games, which I would expect to come over on Proton no matter what.
It should be easy.
Yeah, even if they don't run optimally, they have such low system requirements that you would expect them to work pretty well. And then 5 have been marked unsupported. Let me see if I can find exactly what those are. But 67 games so far. Sign in through Steam. I don't want to sign in through Steam. I don't want to sign into anything.
Too many things.
I don't want to sign into stuff. Anyway, games work, I guess. I don't know. God, now I got to do two-factor?
The Ben Jack said, finally I can fall over and drop my cargo while falling over and dropping my Steam Deck.
Here we go. I've got it. So verified. Aliens Fireteam Elite. For the 3 people that are still playing Aliens Fireteam Elite.
I wanted to be one of those people.
I wanted to jump in on it.
I wanted to be one of those people.
And, you know, we talked about it. We said this is one of those games where if you don't jump in the first week, you're never going to be able to play
and
it.
no one did is the problem.
Ape Out, Castle Crashers.
Easy.
Celeste. Easy.
Right.
Circuit Superstar, Cuphead, Dark Souls 2 and 3. And the Dark Souls 2 that runs is Scholar of the First Sin. So that's the fancy one. Death Stranding, Death's Door, Dishonored, Final Fantasy. It just says Final Fantasy, so I assume it's the pixel perfect remake of the original one. So great.
Okay.
Guacamelee 2, Gunfire Reborn, Hollow Knight, Hot Wheels Unleashed. Hot Wheels Unleashed is a fun little game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's fun. It's kind of like, it's like cruising, but with Hot Wheels cars on a track.
Cute.
It's cute. Into the Breach, Mad Max, Manifold Garden, which is a beautiful game. Shout out to Willie Cheer, friend of the show. Mark of the Ninja Remastered. You got this. Nier Automata, Noita, Psychonauts 2, Rad, Record of Lotus War, Wonder Labyrinth, Remnant, Risk of Rain, Rogue Legacy, Sable, Scarlet Nexus, Sekiro, Tetris Effect Connected, Binding of Isaac, The Messenger, Total War Warhammer 2, Tunch, and Webbed. The 5 that don't work are Arizona Sunshine, Budget Cuts, Job Simulator, Persona 4 Golden, and The Blue.
Interesting.
It's very weird that Persona 4 went from game that's mostly known for being on a portable to a good PC remaster to not being compatible with a portable. This is very good. I think
It's a great list so far.
Something that's interesting to me with Arizona Sunshine, Budget Cuts, and Job Simulator.
What about Job Simulator?
These are games, they seem simple, but I think it has something to do with the VR framework that's built into them.
It can't handle the Job Simulator. I want to know what it is.
It's Steam Deck is anti-capitalist. Even in jest.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I think this is great. The ones that are playable include some bigger ones like Bravely Default 2. Cookie Clicker is playable.
Oh, shit. But it's not good?
But it's not verified perfect. There's just too much going on in Cookie Clicker. Listen, as somebody who was once, for a brief time, the #1 Cookie Clicker streamer on Twitch, this disappoints me.
I'm sorry.
By which I mean to say I streamed Cookie Clicker once.
I do play Cookie Clicker during meetings sometimes.
Yeah, hey, if you have any sort of neurodivergent condition that requires you to have something physical and just a little mentally engaging
Who, me?
in the background to focus on the foreground, Cookie Clicker. Crypto the Necro Dancer, Dyson Sphere Program, Inscription. Obviously, a lot of people playing Inscription right now. Good to know that it runs. It would be great to see it get up to verified. Rise of the Tomb Raider, Subnautica, Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is going to be fine. It runs on a fucking Switch. Tomb Raider, Valheim. And the thing isn't even out in the wild yet. That's what's up.
Yeah.
People aren't even putting a lot of effort towards this yet. I expect a lot of developers to try to flip that Proton switch as we get closer to this thing actually shipping. I think if I was running a studio right now and I was looking like, it's going to take 3 or 4 weeks to implement Proton, I would be like, yeah, but are we 3 or 4 weeks out from shipping now, or are they going to announce another delay right before the shipping time? And I'd be holding back. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more.
Speaking of VR with Job Simulator, Ken Kutaragi, the creator of the PlayStation.
The godfather of the PlayStation.
What's that, Astro's dad?
He's Astro's dad. He's Polygon Man's dad.
Right.
He's the dad of the PlayStation.
It was asked.
He's Crazy Ivan's dad.
Was asked in a Bloomberg interview his thoughts on VR, and he is not into it.
I read this. I think this is fascinating.
So, Kutaragi said he finds VR headsets annoying and that he can't see the point of the metaverse, which, metaverse, sure, same. What he said in the interview was headsets would isolate you from the real world, and I can't agree with that. Headsets are simply annoying. I can't see the point of doing it. You would rather be a polished avatar instead of your real self? That's essentially no different from anonymous message board sites. First of all, yeah, of course I'd rather be a polished avatar. He said, being in the real world is very important, but the metaverse is about making quasi-real in the virtual world. I get that, but it's also a very funny take from someone in an escapist industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean he's been gone from PlayStation for years and years at this point, But I do think that's interesting, Some of the older guard, Kutaragi's in his 70s now, early 70s.
71.
And you think about the ideas that some of the older guard has about games and gaming. You look at Miyamoto. You look at some of these older people that think about games as this is supposed to bring people together physically so we all have fun together. That's such a Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
And you think about early Sony and early PlayStation, they really pushed split screen, 4-player, all of this stuff, link cables, bring your PlayStation over to your friend's house who also has a PlayStation and play together. So I sort of see that. And if we were not all trapped in rooms most of the time by ourselves over the last few years, I'd be inclined to agree. But I also really do enjoy VR.
Yeah.
And do think you can. He's so many generations removed from people who have had friends that are only online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I do understand that. It's just, look, there's a few things I can't relate to. Don't you want to be your real self? No!
I'm already that.
No, I hate having to have physical form.
There's only one person that I can't take a break from, and it's me.
I spend hundreds of dollars to not be myself in any way. I'll do it in VR. I'll do it in a regular video game. I'll do it in a costume. Get me out of me.
I want to be one of those spider monks from Star Wars. I just want to be a brain in a jar in a robot spider body that can connect to the, I don't want to call it the metaverse because Mark Zuckerberg ruined that for us.
I know, right? That's the thing, is I will agree that, like, we can't now connect all of VR and call it the metaverse. We can't do that. We can't give it to a Zucky
They
term.
took metaverse from us, and I'm so mad.
It's too bad.
Yeah, I just, here's the thing, Ken Kutaragi. Somebody in 66 in the live studio audience says, my knee hurts. Let me be an ape that can climb all the trees in VR. Hey, I'm never going to be a bird.
Right. In VR you are.
In VR, I'm a bird all the time.
Yeah. Swing around. Swing around on shit. Pull a web swinger and swing around in VR. It's very fun.
Listen, it's great to have technology to help you disassociate every once in a while.
Right. Look,
but
I'm going to go to the edge of the galaxy.
now, of course, Kutaragi is picturing this thing that, like, it is the too far version of it, right?
The metaverse, where people essentially have these other lives in it that we see in, like, poorly made 80s media.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, or we're sitting in the Wall-E chair. We're living in a terrible shoebox of an apartment controlled by corporations and the government, and we jack into VR to just feel.
Right.
Like, be cool, Ken. We're so far from that. Sometimes I'm in VR and my arm just shakes and wobbles and is 30 feet long because it doesn't work. Ken, we're so far away from it.
We're good.
We're so good, Ken.
We're okay for now. I mean, look, in every way, we are not okay.
Right.
But, like,
But as far as being like too in VR,
we're fine.
we're fine, Ken.
We're fine.
Uh,
Like, you can start worrying when we can get my mom in VR.
yeah, right?
Right? Like, until then, nah.
I did not, when my mother came and visited, I purposely did not put her in a VR.
Oh,
helmet.
man, she'd fucking love VR.
Oh my God, she's
Your
so
mom
high
would
all the
love
time.
VR.
She would love it. Especially, I have so many of like the, I have that one thing. You remember that one thing where I had us all go into it one night where it was that 3D landscape that you fly around that reacts to music.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. I can't put my mom in that. She'll never get out
she'll
of it.
never come out.
She'll
actually be one of the people that
That's- that-
Kutaragi's worried about.
That's Kutaragi is worried about my mom, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I think that's very fascinating. You know, obviously he's been gone from PlayStation for a long time, and clearly Sony thinks that right now VR is the way to go. We're seeing their new headset come out soon, and we're very excited about it. In all honesty,
Yeah.
in other PlayStation news, this very morning, we got the trailer for Uncharted Legacy of Thieves. Now, I got some questions about Uncharted Legacy of Thieves.
Ask your questions, Anthony.
So first of all, these are the PS5 remakes of the Uncharted games, right?
Yes.
I just bought the Nathan Drake collection a few years back for the PS4.
Okay.
I guess my question is, what the fuck?
Okay. That's
You know
a
what I
valid
mean?
question. Sure.
I guess that's my question, is what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to look gorgeous.
It is. It's gonna look beautiful. This is also, it's coming to PS5 on January 28th, and then coming to PC sometime this year as well. You bought on your PS4, you said,
Yeah.
and you get nothing for that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't get anything for that because this is different. It has a different
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It has a different name.
I'm sorry, this one is Foreign Lost Legacy. But I already bought Foreign Lost Legacy. That's what I'm saying. I bought Foreign Lost Legacy. I already own it. What? Can I be real with you?
You can.
Watching that trailer, it looks marginally better.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to get it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
See, and I, on the other hand, don't have the Uncharted games.
Now, if you don't have any of the Uncharted games,
Obviously, this is just Foreign Lost Legacy, but this is how people who play Skyrim live. Yeah. We're people.
It's us. We're people. But yeah, this is kind of like the Miles Morales thing, right? Where they were like, wait. What happens when I buy a PS5? And they're like, oh, you can buy Miles Morales again. And they're like, wait, really? And they're like, do you not want to do that? Can you not?
Like, oh.
All right.
I guess we'll talk about it?
Yeah, we'll okay. We did not
$10.
We did not expect it. We did not expect you to be so mad. Okay.
I like the idea of them coming out and being like, "Hey, $50," and being like, "What?" and then being like, "Okay, 10."
I like the idea that we're sort of we're collectively haggling with Sony as though we were at the dirt mall.
Yeah.
You know? We're just walking up to the Sony booth at the flea market and we're just like, it's a nice Uncharted. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's $50. Is it?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I've got 10 on me.
I got 27 in cash. Otherwise, you'll have to run a card. But I can give you 27 in cash. I think it's interesting. I don't know.
I'm excited about it. The trailer looked good to me. But I probably will wait for it to come to PC.
I mean, that's the thing now with the Sony stuff. And I think that's what some of the Sony execs were afraid of.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of the Sony developers were like, no. And Herman Hulst, obviously, who's the head of Worldwide, was like, no. We put it on the PC and then we open ourselves up to millions more players that don't even have PlayStation. And then Sony goes, but what if they stop buying games on the PlayStation? And PlayStation developers are like, no. They're still they'll do it. They'll do that too.
I'd like to pitch a name for Herman Hulst.
Sure.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. I mean, look. It's extremely funny if you've ever spoken to Herman, who is maybe the least pit bullish person I've ever met in my life. But yeah. Let's just start calling him Mr. Worldwide.
Let's just see if it sticks.
Let's see what happens.
Let's tweet it and see if he's into it.
Let's see if he likes being Mr. Worldwide.
Who wouldn't?
But so yeah, if you don't have Uncharted 4 yet, if you haven't played Uncharted 4, if you're new to PlayStation and you have a PS5, maybe you have a PS5 that you never plug in.
Oh, were you talking to me?
No, I'm just putting out different situations that could happen.
I'll have you know, I played my PS5 once.
What did you play? Bust a Move 3D?
It was Puzzle Bobble. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. We're allowed to call it Puzzle Bobble in the United States now. Puzzle Bobble 3D.
Yes. That is what I have done.
Listen. If you haven't played Uncharted 4, it's a great game. Buying it on the PS5 is a great choice. I'm just kind of like, hey man, give me a little upgrade pricing.
They have a little upgrade pricing.
They got a little upgrade pricing?
They got a little upgrade pricing if you've bought the game.
What is it? What's the upgrade price?
$10.
Will I pay $10?
You're never going to turn your PS4 on again. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I don't even have it anymore. I mailed it to a friend.
So.
But I can play PS4 games on it.
True.
And that's the trick.
You just want the graphic. It's just the graphic.
I need that extra $10 of graphics.
Do you think it looked like $10 of graphics?
I don't know if it did. I think the biggest thing is going to be lighting effects. That's what they're going to be able to add, lighting effects. $10. Yeah, maybe Nathan Drake will just look like a little sweatier.
Yeah.
Like a little more realistically sweatier.
Yeah, just a little more damp.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A little damper.
Yeah.
I don't know. Will I pay $10? Maybe. Just give it to me for free, Sony. Please. I've been good. I've been good. I buy things. I'm a PlayStation Plus member. Give it to me as a PlayStation Plus member. How about that?
I mean, that would be great.
That'd be great.
I will agree with that.
Anyway. That's what's going on with Sony and Uncharted.
That's it. That's the only thing.
That's it. There's nothing else Uncharted that's coming up in the next few weeks. Can't think of anything big for Uncharted that's happening soon.
Bummer for them.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something, Anthony.
Finally.
It's a little bit.
Finally,
of
an hour into the show, let's talk about something.
It's a little bit of a tone shift here.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna talk about Twitter. We're moving out of games.
All right.
This is not a fucking game.
Let me get ready.
Twitter thinks it's a game.
Let me get ready.
This is not a game. You may have seen yesterday on Twitter. You may have opened the app and gotten a notification of a new feature if you're using Twitter on iOS.
Oh, thank God. We're finally going to be able to edit tweets.
Oh, no.
Oh, thank God. They're finally going to give real, actual blocking and filtering tools to the average person.
No.
Oh, they're adding actual reporting for detrimental content on their platform.
No. I still get harassed every day.
Oh.
No, they're adding NFT profile pictures. And you can tell because they're hexagonal in shape. So that's how you'll be able to identify who to unfollow.
I'm so tired all the time. I'm so tired all the time. Wait, VOD consumer, Jarvis has one? Why does... It's a gag, right? Why does Jarvis have one? Jarvis doesn't really have one.
Hold on, let me check. I can only check on mobile.
Let me message Jarvis. I'm so mad.
Let's see.
If he has one, I'm going to be so mad. Look, he's doing it as a bit.
Oh no, that's an NFT. I mean, maybe. I don't
No,
know.
did he make
Is it fake?
Yeah, he made it look
Is
like
it
he has
fake?
it.
It's fake.
He made it look like he
Hey
has
everybody,
it.
that's real journalism. Only we could find out that was fake.
He made it look like he has it. Look, folks, this is stupid.
This is absolutely ridiculous. However, genuinely, here's the thing. I don't want NFTs on anything, but like,
all these dumb hexagonal monkeys.
I do kind of appreciate knowing. You know what I mean? Like, I like the
But
idea
you
of
already
seeing that
know
in my feed and being like, yeah.
Because they already do it. They already changed their profile pic to the monkey.
Yep.
Or the lion or the whatever, or they add the .eth after their name. Which, by the way, I know 2 people who did that over the last couple weeks, and I'm wondering if it's worth destroying my relationship with them to yell at them for it.
Yes.
Okay.
The answer is yes.
I'll probably do it.
You know, but also, okay, but now we're at a point, right, in pop culture where sometimes you can't tell if someone's doing something ironically or not.
You should never participate in NFTs ironically, because that's just participating in NFTs.
That's true. The whole thing is irony.
Yeah, don't.
None of it's real. So if you're pretending, you're doing the same thing everyone else is. So, don't participate in any way in NFTs. But the Twitter Blue account posted this video and said, "You asked a lot, so we made it. Now rolling out in labs. NFT profile pictures on iOS." Oh, thank goodness. He can have a bomb on his head. Oh, good. Oh, good.
Oh my God.
Thank goodness.
Oh my God. What a collection of the worst people.
Like, your photo could have always been a crying lady.
What a collection of the worst people enjoying the worst thing.
Woof.
I hate this.
I also hate this.
Dude, Adidas changed their profile picture to one of the monkeys today. Adidas Originals changed it.
No, Adidas, stop.
I've been an Adidas. Listen, I've been an Adidas household for a long time.
Well, not anymore.
I guess not. What do you? Why is this an NFT? What is NFT about it? The whole thing about an NFT, like, what is collectible, tradable, unique, interesting about it? Why does it have to be an NFT, and what makes it an NFT?
Adidas not only changed their photo to the monkey, they also made their profile pictures. This is at Adidas Originals into the metaverse. Fuck you.
Listen, I'm so tired of buzzword marketing.
Now,
I'm so tired of buzzword bandwagon marketing. I'm so annoyed with this oversaturation of something that everybody knows to be silly and stupid just because some executives know that it's going to goose a fucking stock price for the next 90 days.
I will say, Tara C asked in the live studio audience, are NFTs just beanie babies for bros? I will say that correlation gets made a lot, that comparison. No. because with Beanie Babies, you actually got a thing.
Yeah, even when they weren't worth anything, you still had an adorable little fox.
Right. Like, you still got a stuffed animal. You don't get anything. It's like that, but nothing. I also like to point out the difference between two very different marketing strategies here. We have Adidas with Into the Metaverse. And then we have Nike. And all their bio says is Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate. And while I am fully aware that this is the corporate machine moving in a direction that benefits them greatly under capitalism, I also would much rather them move in that direction under capitalism than the goddamn metaverse.
Hey, Nike, you know a great way to hashtag Stop Asian Hate? Don't make your shoes in fucking Southeast Asian sweatshops.
This is also your reminder that sweatshops do exist in America. There is no such thing as like, oh, American made means good labor. Not correct. There are sweatshops in Los Angeles, California.
Sure. This is one of the reasons why I was in Adidas house for so long. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't want to get too into this. We'll pull the nose up after. We'll go into a slight nosedive here for a second, because I was thinking this week, I just wanted to buy groceries. Okay. Right? I wanted to buy groceries.
Did you want to buy them with like a picture of a monkey?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I would if I could. Like, I would print a picture of a monkey and trade it for a week's worth of food. Sure. Look, I was thinking, okay, groceries. I need to buy groceries. I knew I didn't want to get groceries from BZ Mart.
Sure.
Because BZ Mart, probably the one thing I hate the most in my life is my connection to the BZ and how much I'm connected to the BZ.
Right.
So I was like, fuck, okay, well, what's nearby? I can't go to Ralph's. Ralph's is Kroger. Kroger is Mr. Super. I can't do that while 14% of their fucking employees were homeless in the last year, and their head executive is screaming and walking out of unionization meetings. Okay. Do I go with Instacart, who I know steals tips and income from their delivery people? Where do I go to just fucking buy food in my neighborhood that isn't completely destructive because I am a human fucking meat box that needs fuel to survive?
And it's very easy for people to say things like, hey, shop local, find a little store. Those are often significantly more expensive. They have to be. They're not able to mass order things like a Ralph's chain is, for instance. And that's not as easily accessible for most Americans.
And there aren't very many in our particular area of town. There aren't many.
Yeah.
If you know, I can't even think of one off the top of my head. But so it's just kind of like, and especially when LA's numbers were up around 50K new cases a day, I also didn't want to go browse in a store. I wanted to go to a place that has pickup or delivery. And it's just like, man, why is everything so fucking fraught?
Costco is a good point, but also Costco, I've been one time during the Pantera because I needed to get a new prescription, and that's where my optometrist is.
Yeah.
And that place just feels like COVID's in there. There's so many people, and there's so many people that have their masks like chin strapped. The COVID is thick in the Costco.
It's fucking wild.
It's not the Costco's fault. I know Costco is one of the less evil chains that pays their employees much more fairly than others.
That's fine, but like, there also is a deadly virus.
Right. Like,
so like, where do I just want food. I don't want to hear about fucking NFTs. I don't want to hear about the fake monkeys and the metaverse and all this shit. I'm so tired. One of the reasons why I'm so angry about the metaverse right now and the fact that all of these corporations and all this money and all this time is going into the fucking metaverse is the fact that we are not taking care of people in the real world right now. And the fact that people are dropping thousands of dollars on fancy monkey pictures is making me just absolutely pop a blood vessel. One of the stories that's in here for today, I want to talk about Tom Cruise is building a film studio in space.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is building a film studio in space to film movies and do sporting events in space. and I still have to pay for my own KN95 masks.
And they're hard to get, and they keep upping the price on them. The last time I bought my pack of masks, it was $20. Bought it again, and it was almost $60.
Everybody who thinks that something is not fundamentally broken, when Space Entertainment Enterprises, the company that is co-producing Tom Cruise's new sci-fi movie, is planning on launching a very fancy sports and film production fucking space station in 2025. I've got the city of LA paying for advertising on every website I go to saying, hey, you better upgrade your masks. And I say, hey, city of LA, are you going to send me masks?
Did you get your 4 wild and precious COVID tests?
Yeah, right? Like, are you going to send me those masks? No, we're just letting you know that you need the better mask. Oh, okay. But I have to pay for that. Yeah, you have to pay for that. What the fuck, man?
I mean, hey.
Tax these people more.
Hey, this is something that a lot of people have been aware of for a very long time. For instance, any kind of feminine products, any kind of period products. What? You mean I have to use them? Okay, so then they're covered at least if I have insurance then, right? It's a medical need. No, absolutely the fuck not. Are they priced more expensive to be like even mildly bearable to use? Yeah, you're going to pay for fancy packaging if you want something that's mildly tolerable to use. And honestly, we're not putting the research in to make it better. You can do the same thing for 50 years. Congratulations.
Let me tell you something. It's fucking ridiculous right now. Axiom Space, January 2020, they won NASA's approval to build a commercial component of the International Space Station, right? This is the corporations now have access to space. They are going to be building this space station, which will host other commercial ventures, including space tourism. Axiom Station will then separate from the ISS in 2028 and be its own free-floating thing. Listen, Elysium was not a great movie, but it was real. It's pretty real. I absolutely hate this. I hate that NASA has to fund themselves by allowing these things to happen. I hate that we are not giving enough money to the things that need money. Look, is NASA the most important thing right now? No, but I wish they had their own government money instead of having to take all this money from private corporations.
Right, but it is important.
It's wild to me. That is why the NFT metaverse buy luxury goods that don't really exist thing is particularly egregious at this point in human history. And every time somebody talks about it, you should just fucking scream in their ear directly. Scream into their open mouth that's talking about the fake monkeys. When they open their mouth, they say, you know, the thing about the fake monkey, ah! Right into their mouth in a very unsettling way. Because how dare you talk about the value of your fake monkey at a time like this? I expect this from Tom Cruise. He's been separated from humankind for a very long time.
Yeah, that's very true. Tom Cruise of all people. Like if you put the article with no name on it, I would be like, fucking hell, what? They're making a film studio in space? And then you say Tom Cruise is, and I'm like,
yeah, of course he is.
Okay. All right.
Of course he
okay,
is.
That's fair. Speaking of things that are egregious in this time.
We talked about this.
We talked about adaptations that should not be, and we spoke it into the universe. It's the secret, Anthony. We did it.
But
we accidentally manifested the Aristocats.
It's the reverse secret. It's the Twilight Zone monkey's paw version of the secret.
We just talked about it, and now it's here.
What we said specifically was, I would love to see a new Aristocats that updated its attitudes about different cultures and races, and still kept that sort of like 60s, 70s weird experimental animation style. I hope it's not live action. The only thing we don't want to see is live action.
The only thing we don't want to see is a weird CGI live action Aristocats. Actually, no, there are two things. I want it without the racism.
Sure.
And I want it to not be live action bad CGI. And, you know, we know at least one of these is coming. Here's hoping they can still catch themselves on the racism. Now, I mean, Disney seems to have a path and plan to do a live action adaptation of all of their animated films, skipping the very good ones. And for some reason, on that list is Aristocats, a movie about animals. Just, I don't see the reason to look at that and be like, that should be live action. This cartoon about cats, you know what it needs? Human people and CGI.
The team behind it, Will Gluck and Keith Bunnan, are known most recently for the Peter Rabbit movies,
Which I haven't seen. The trailers were weird.
If you've seen them, you understand why they picked these guys to do it.
Okay.
It has that sort of like weird, like you said, it seemed weird, and it was a little weird. It's so odd. It's so odd. I mean, they are the people that should do it if somebody's going to do it, I guess, but don't do it.
Thank you, Kaylin Rohr, saying what everybody is too afraid to say in the live studio audience. Remake Atlantis.
Atlantis was so good.
Bring us Atlantis.
Bring us Milo and Kira. Live action.
Think about this for me.
Atlantis came out way before Avatar.
Hit me with Kita. Okay, look. A live action Atlantis would be the most bisexual thing on the planet because animated Atlantis already is.
Mm-hmm.
I want you all to fan cast, though. I want to hear your fan castings for live action Atlantis because Milo, because Kita.
Look, if you've never seen Atlantis, Disney was like, okay, let's see if America's ready for legitimately just an animated adventure. Let's see if America's ready for anime. And it was a few years too early. Atlantis is very good.
Lots of Kittens, I think, makes an excellent point. It says Atlantis has similar bisexual vibes to The Mummy.
Of course.
Yes. Because look at that outfit. Look at Milo's outfit. Those are mummy feelings. Look at Kita's everything. That's mummy feelings.
A couple years ago.
Oh my God, Tom and Zendaya.
A couple years ago, I went to Disneyland does these after dark events where Disneyland does these after dark events that are all themed. And I went to like their Valentine's Day after dark. And the big thing for the after darks was they set up scenes from different movies and had the characters out, and it was famous Disney couples. Yeah. And they had Milo and Kita out, who they never have out. Mm-hmm. They had Milo and Kita out in this beautiful like scene from Atlantis. The line to get your picture with Milo and Kita was 3 hours long. 3 hours long. Here's the thing. Tom and Zendaya have already done, like they've done this, and just put them in it. Let them do it again. They're good at it. Let them do it again. They're kind of perfect for it. He's a better, listen, I think he's a good young Nathan Drake. I'm one of the people that's pro Tom Holland as a young Nathan Drake. But he's definitely Milo. He's 100% Milo Thatch. Atlantis was the Mummy for people who weren't into himbos. For people who wanted their bookish, neurodivergent, skinny dudes, you know?
Is it for me?
It could be for you. It could be for you. God, remake it. Remake it.
Give us Atlantis.
Just do it. While we're talking about movie news and things that are coming back.
This was the strangest news this week.
I'm so fucking hype. Wallace and Gromit are fucking back, baby. Netflix has teamed up with Aardman to create a brand new Wallace and Gromit animated feature for 2024. But the interesting thing about this was they're doing a new Chicken Run first. Chicken Run.
Chicken Run.
Huh. Here's the thing. Now, a lot of people in the live studio audience are going, hell yeah, Chicken Run, which was my question. I remember Chicken Run being a big deal, but I also remember it fading into the background very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know if it still had that vibe, if people were still very into Chicken Run. I mostly remember Chicken Run for the licensed video game adaptations.
That's interesting.
I remember, like, just everybody had the Chicken Run game for, like, the Dreamcast or the PS2 or whatever.
I feel like when Kaylee was here yesterday and she was like, they're doing Chicken Run. And I was like, Chicken Run? Oh, shit, it's the Wallace and Gromit thing.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So people are like, people in the live studio audience are definitely like, yo, Chicken Run, yes, 100%. I love it. I love it. Now, here's the thing about the new Wallace and Gromit. So, Tandy Newton, well, let's talk about Chicken Run because it's coming first. Tandy Newton and Zachary Levi are the lead characters in this new Chicken Run sequel. It's called Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget.
Oh, God. That's a horrifying name.
It's going to air next year on Netflix. The rest of the cast also has Bella Ramsey, David Bradley, Daniel Mays, June Horrocks, Lynn Ferguson. It's all, of course, live-action stop-motion animation.
Wow.
Because that's what Aardman does.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they do jazz it up a little bit with CG.
It's also been so many years that it's like, wow, what has actually been...
23 years.
You know, what has actually been live-action claymation so long?
23 years. So I think that's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
More fascinating to me is the new Wallace and Gromit. I fucking love Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched all the Wallace and Gromit stuff, just go watch it. The Wrong Trousers is a perfect film and has maybe the best chase scene, one of the top 3 chase scenes in any movie of all time. The one where he's on the model train.
Yep.
And Gromit's like laying down the tracks in front of him.
I see that GIF go around a lot still.
It's
very
so
popular. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but it's very memorable. I feel like there are most movies that I watched as a child that I do not remember, but Wallace and Gromit is one of those that has like very specific scenes and vignettes that stick with you.
Yeah, they're very good. They're absolutely amazing. Tapping into modern-day fears over automation, the film will focus on Gromit's concern that Wallace has become over-dependent on his inventions, which proves justified when Wallace invents a smart gnome that seems to develop a mind of its own.
Hell yeah.
As events spiral out of control, it falls to Gromit to put aside his qualms and battle sinister forces, or Wallace may never be able to invent again. I love this.
I also love this. I'm really into it.
Aardman movies are amazing, and they're technical achievements. They are hilarious. The comic timing in them is amazing. I'm so excited to see this.
Wallace is who Kutaragi was worried about.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Too dependent on his inventions.
Other things that are coming out, remakes and redos and remasters and reboots, and
we're booting and mastering.
We're master booters.
There we go.
Godzilla, our sweet boy.
We love Godzilla in this house.
This is a Gojira household.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Monsterverse.
Yeah.
I love Kong Skull Island. I liked Godzilla versus Kong.
I've never been a Kong person. I love Godzilla. One of the centerpieces of my home is a kawaii Godzilla print.
Mm-hmm.
La pastel Godzilla doing a smash.
The thing about the Monsterverse, it is paradoxically moving too fast and too slow. I think we can
metaverse.
I think we can agree with that, right?
Yeah.
they haven't figured out the tone, especially for the Godzilla parts of it. They're introducing monsters, but they're not doing what they should be doing with these monsters. Justice for Mothra. And how are they going to fix it? What would be the perfect thing to do if you really wanted to get all the good Monsterverse in there and all the good lore and make it worthwhile? Answer: TV series.
How do you feel about this? Are you excited?
I feel so good about this. This is that Apple TV Plus money. Apple TV is just like this with every one of their series.
Right.
And 15 people watch them. You know? And that's fine. I'm one of them.
Except for Ted Lasso. Everyone watches only Ted Lasso.
Having an actual series where you have time to introduce the lore of the monsters, introduce the lore of this world, do weekly sort of different adventures, different monsters. I think this is so good.
I'm not sure exactly where I land on this yet, because I think what I love about a kaiju film is the scale of it, quite simply. Obviously, like literally, it's a big thing. But the budget required for that, even with Apple's absolute shmoney, I do worry about not being able to have the scale that I love that like sets the stakes for a kaiju movie in a series.
That's fair. And I think that's going to be the interesting thing for them to pull off is how grandiose can this be?
Right.
How over the top can this be? How much destruction can there really be every week?
And I don't know. I haven't watched the anime, which a lot of people are referencing in chat. I have not seen the Godzilla anime.
It's good.
But you know what I mean? The idea of sitting every week with a kaiju versus it being this like pinnacle event of an attack or, you know, a battle of some kind. I'm very intrigued to see how that will be, because like you look at all the Star Wars series we're getting, for instance, and it's like, okay, now we're living every day as opposed to the big event. Are they going for the day-to-day with Godzilla, or is every day one of these movies?
According to this article, they're gonna make it like the 1980s American Hanna-Barbera Godzilla cartoon, and it's mostly gonna be hanging out with Godzilla's little friend Godzuki, and it's gonna be mostly about precocious kids hanging out from week to week, and occasionally Godzilla shows up.
Okay, so Anthony's lying.
I am lying,
but I need you to know that that is exactly what I would want.
See, and that's what most people are afraid of, Saige.
I know. I totally understand. I love a Godzilla movie as is. I love it to be a big, epic event and fight and battle and disastrous. But, like, as a series, how fun would that be?
It'd be pretty good. I think watch the Godzilla Netflix anime. If you watch that, you'll see they did a great job of weekly pacing. For me, it's more like, can a live action budget sustain that? But I think the pacing and the story arc of the anime was very good and like made me believe in the fact that it could be a weekly series.
Distant said it does feel like it would give more connection to the cast. I think where I land on that is the last few films have had such poor casts around Godzilla. They've had some incredible actors.
I think
but not compelling characters that they've surrounded the Godzilla films with.
You could ditch all of them.
Yeah.
You could honestly ditch all of them and start with a whole new cast of characters.
I'm gonna say it. And this is me being really simpy for this actor, and I know it, but Bryan Cranston was the most compelling character in any like modern American Godzilla film, and he was there for 26 seconds.
Yeah.
He showed up and was like, hey, I think I might be interesting. You might be interested in what's happening here. You did come here to see me. Just kidding.
Sorry, I am motivation for generic man.
Sorry, I am dead. Enjoy this guy.
Yeah, I think that's been one of the major problems with the Monsterverse movies, but I'm excited to see what they do for Apple TV for this. I think it'll be very interesting. Here's some movie news.
Let's talk about it, Anthony.
The Batman is coming.
Of course.
The Batman is coming, and we have the runtime on the Batman. It is going to be nearly 3 hours with credits, the longest Batman movie ever at 2 hours and 44 minutes. And Saige, can I tell you what my reaction was? I thought the Christopher Nolan ones were like 3 hours long. I genuinely, when I try to think about The Dark Knight Rises and how long The Dark Knight Rises felt, I thought it was like 3 hours long. I thought Batman Begins was like 3 hours long.
That's fair.
The only one where I was like, felt like it was maybe like 2 hours and change was Dark Knight.
Yeah.
The rest of them felt long. If they felt long. 2 hours, 44 minutes.
When I saw it, I just went, man. It was just a bummer because, look, I'm trying really, really hard to remain optimistic about this Batman film as a former massive Batman fan. Now, just like open. Now I'm an open Batman fan. It's getting harder every day. It's getting harder and harder. They showed me the Riddler and I went, okay. They gave us Bat in the Cat trailer and I went, okay.
Yo,
They
but
said
that
almost 3
Riddler
hours and I went, okay.
That Riddler capsule collection that Arcturix is releasing, Riddler X A Cold Wall, is gonna be so good.
That's Kanye West's Riddler design.
That is Kanye's Riddler.
I'm trying so hard. Why are you making it so hard for me? Please, DC, I'm begging you.
I think I am very open to this Batman movie. To me, like, I don't even think 2 hours and 45 minutes with credits is that terrible. The thing that was funniest to me is like, I could have sworn Batman versus Superman was 3.5 hours long. I thought we had hit that mark already with Batman, which just tells you how much I have not been into Batman.
Right. And the Justice League doesn't count, though that was 6 hours.
Justice League was 7.3 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
I just, and I loved The Dark Knight. I think The Dark Knight was a high watermark.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think the best Batman movie is Batman Returns. That's like a 96-minute movie. It's so good and weird, and I love it.
Absolutely. The other night, I finally watched Eternals.
Yeah.
And Eternals got very mixed reviews, and I looked at it on Disney Plus, and it was like 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those, and I was just like, okay. It took me a couple of days to come back to it, because I was like, that's very long. I don't know if I have 2.5 hours. I enjoyed it so much.
I liked it a lot.
I enjoyed it so much. It went by so quickly.
I liked it a lot. There was a lot of there was some stuff that didn't make the most sense in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it. It felt like no spoilers for Eternals, but it feels like one character disappears in the third act just because if that character didn't disappear, it would just be too easy for the Eternals to do shit.
Right.
Like I'm needed elsewhere kind of shit.
Sure.
Like we talked about the moment where Thor flies off because he has a bad nightmare.
Yes.
I can't fight the robot. I had a scary dream. Just so it's not too easy to beat the robot.
Right.
Where's Captain Marvel? Oh, she's gone
She's
for
busy.
right now.
She's busy. She's off planet. Short nerdy man said, wait, you're pro Uncharted, but the Batman movie you're on the fence about? Yeah.
Yeah, Uncharted's an unknown quantity. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been slogging through, like Batman deserves a reboot and I'm hoping for this one. I really am. But I got some people talk about Spider-Man fatigue. I actually have Batman fatigue.
I do too.
I really do. Especially with the announcement that look, the Flash movie is basically like a lot of Batman fan service. Which to me, as somebody who's a Flash fan, is kind of like,
fuck, really?
Do we really need that?
We have so much Batman.
It's Batman fan service and connective tissue for whatever the next phase of DCEU movies is. And I just feel like, man, I just want like a good, fun movie about my good boy Barry Allen.
Yeah,
so I
a good boy with good dads. However, currently, I do not want current Flash. No fucking thank you.
Yeah. So I just,
give me TV Flash.
Give me that Gustin. I hope Gustin shows up. But yes, I'm excited about a more procedural, more sort of stripped down detective Batman. I do like that. I am ready for a Batman Catwoman focused movie. I do like that. I like that they were looking at the Tom King sort of recent Bat and Cat stuff. But we will have to see, because the one thing that I'm not the one thing that I have like a very small reserve tank for these days is dour.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie does look dour. And that's,
Yes.
look, Batman is dark and broody. I don't know how much of that I have in me right now.
And we've also proved that Batman does not always have to be a dark and broody film, though.
Mm-hmm.
We have gotten non-dark and broody Batman films, so I don't think that, like, it just doesn't have to be. But we just keep getting the same take on it lately. And I'm just like, you know what would really fucking shake things up? What would cure my Batman fatigue?
What?
Making a fun Batman movie.
Oh,
Letting a Batman movie be fun.
Bat Family.
I
That's the trick, is they're not introducing the Bat Family,
Yeah.
and they really, really should be.
In 2022, I don't want exhausting films anymore. I don't want it to be bleak. And I understand that that is my fatigue of the world and not really a, like, film commentary. But,
Yeah.
like, man, it would be really cool if you just
Hey,
let a movie be fun.
and like when you're making a movie, you also have to read the room, right? You got to read the room of society. What are the trends right now? What do people want right now? I would love like a Bat Family movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know that Batgirl's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Introducing, you know, I know that now we're in Batman year 1, so that's hard to do, but introducing Robin into the mix, you know,
Yeah.
introducing, you know, getting Batgirl there, getting, you know, letting a Robin, like getting Batgirl, getting Batman, getting Robin in there
Mhm.
with enough time, like over a couple movies, to where we can get a Nightwing, you
Yeah.
know, some of these things that still exist in this dark world, but become more of like a, you know, the difference between Batman and Robin and the difference between Batman and Nightwing or Batman and Batgirl is the Bat kids
Mm-hmm.
are like, yeah, it's dark out there, and we are sort of like a little bit of brightness in the darkness and a little
Yeah.
bit of hope, whereas Batman is like, I will hide in the shadows, I will use the shadows, I will be the shadows,
Right.
I will not
And
go to
that's-
therapy,
And that's a
I
thing.
refuse to go to therapy. I'm
Right.
cool with the fact that my mom and dad are dead. Stop bringing it up. You're mad. I'm not mad. You're mad.
I have to turn your mic down.
My only friend is a guy that I pay.
Now I can put the mic back up. Sorry, y'all for the noise. We're
I was
seeing a
watching
lot
the
of love
levels. We can go
for
that high.
Dick Grayson, of course.
Yeah,
Seeing a lot of love for Damian Wayne. Yeah.
that's the thing. I would just love to see that. And the thing is, I think, and we've talked about this with DC before, DC is so quick in films to just be like, oh shit, that was wrong. Take the next one, retcon, add 5 more characters, let's go. Speed this up. We gotta get to a movie universe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like every time they do that, it's like you're actually hurting the growth.
Yeah.
You know, the reason why Marvel worked is like, yeah, they introduced a lot of new characters now,
Mhm.
but they did it very slowly in the beginning.
Yes, they did.
And so it's just like, hey, just let it happen. Just let it happen. If you had just stuck with a Batman
Mhm.
and given him a Robin, we'd have a Robin by now.
Just have a Robin.
We'd just have a Robin by now, and then we could use the Robin. Why not?
We're out of time, but I do want to end on a slightly brighter note.
Oh man.
That's it.
I put that in last night when I saw it. I was like, oh, how Saige will just lose her mind.
Look at this Razer Sanrio collection. It's so lovely. There was another company who did a Sanrio collection somewhat recently, and I remember it just being somewhat lackluster. I don't remember who it was that recently did one.
I think it was the first Razer drop
Was it?
for Sanrio. I believe it was, but now
'Cause
they've
look, I want that mouse.
they've announced some of the bigger, better stuff.
Okay, we've got the chair.
Got to have a fast chair. Got to have a good headset.
Let me pull up the whole.
Razer, of course, the purveyors of the finest cat ear headsets known to gamers.
Which I personally have and love mine.
All they needed to add was the bow, and they did. And they did.
The mouse and mouse pad come as a bundle.
Perfect.
I really like this mouse.
Yeah.
That's really cute. I do not like my current mouse. I got it for free.
Yeah.
And it has unfortunately an Overwatch symbol on it.
Boo, hiss, boo.
I was working for a company that dealt with a lot of Overwatch teams. And I don't want it anymore, but it's also a Razer mouse.
Yeah, they're good mice.
They're good mice. They're good mice.
They're good mices.
But this one just
You can get notified now. Sign up for the notifications of release. The mouse is a Goliath mouse. Or I'm sorry, it's the Death Adder Essential mouse with a Goliathus mouse mat. It's being sold as a bundle for $64.99. So it's not the top end Razer mouse, but I think it's plenty good. I think the gaming mouse thing has been like largely exaggerated.
Yeah, I'm not a 15-button mouse person. It's not me.
The Isker X gaming chair is coming out for $499.99, and of course, you can add actual back support to it, as you can with all gaming chairs, for an additional $60.
Just gonna sign up to get notified.
Yeah, just sign up to get notified.
I just want the mouse. I mean, look, would I love the chairs? My chair ripping? Yeah, of course. But like a little rainbow mouse for me? Mouse, little rainbows on it?
Cat headset now has bow. Not bad.
Not bad. And that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for just showing up and hanging out and starting your day with us. It means the world. We do the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at exactly 8 a.m. Pacific. If it is not 8 a.m. where you are when we start, check your clock. You are wrong, not us. You can also join the Discord. It's literally free. Another great way to support us. If you missed the show, you can catch it on YouTube later or on the VODs here on Twitch. Or if you have somebody else that you think might like the show, you could share it with them. It would be very, very easy.
Yeah. Hey, Saige.
Yeah.
When you're not here, where are you?
That's an excellent question. When I am not here, you can find me over on my channel at Not Saige, everywhere on the internet, including here on Twitch. You can also find me on the Smosh Games channel all the dang time. We've got some board AFs coming back very, very soon. You can find us together on Kind of Funny for the Boba Fett and Review series, where we talk about it every Wednesday, and Thursdays for the Black Dice Society on the D&D channel. Yeah. What about you, Anthony?
Oh, my stars and garters. You can find me everywhere on the internet at A Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. Today, there's a new episode of my science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata. It's called We Have Concerns. We now have the first inkling of what actually causes lightning to happen. We found the first scientific evidence of what actually causes lightning. We talk about it on the show today. We also bring up a bunch of interesting headlines that have been happening in science recently. If you're a fan of science and curiosity in the world around you and idiocy, it's a great show. That's at wehaveconcerns.com. And also you can find me napping most of the time. What's up? If you're looking for me, I'm probably napping. Hey, we want to thank everybody who supported us directly during the show today. Now, of course, a lot of you have already supported us. A lot of you support us in very many ways. We're appreciative of all of it, but we want to say a thank you to everybody who directly supported us during the show today, including Not the Real Dan Lynch, who resubbed for 3 months in a row, 4 total, saying, woo, 4 months of waking up too early. Thank you, Dan. Seems like you might like us. NB Sexual with the bits, thank you. Barely Ross with the subscription, thank you. Welcome, you're trapped now. Ronan Monkey with the host. Thank you, Ronan. Mr. Laugh 81 with the resub for 10 months. That's a good chunk of time. Thank you. Tyler Eichenberg, thank you so much for the resub for 3 months in a row. Groovy Deadite, thank you for the host. Dads vs. the World podcast, thank you for the bits. Hardliner with the resub for 5 months, saying thank you for your hard work, Dagger. You hear that, Dagger? Thank you. CyberGamer92. Resubbing for 4 months. God, I love that handle. That's a good handle.
Yeah,
it's
good.
not a name. It's a handle. You know what I mean? Coralinks Cosplay with the resub for 3 months, saying good morning, BBs. Good morning, Coralinks. Thank you for the 3 months. Kaylin Roar with the gift subs. So many gift subs. Thank you so much, Kaylin Roar.
So much. We are caught up.
Oh my gosh, that's a huge amount. Yeah, thank you everyone for your support. Thank you for joining us. Remember, if you're a patron, we'll see you again in just a few minutes.
That is very true. And last week on the Patreon, we did have those fake KFC chicken nuggets. So if you want to see that, you go and support us on Patreon. You get the whole backlog of everything we have ever posted there. So we'll see you there.
Bye,
Thanks,
BBs.
BBs.